Hello, Vantage, and welcome to Tuesday's workout. We're going to start with a little bit of mobility. So what I need you to do is grab a PVC pipe or a broom handle or anything that you've got a little bit of reach on, and we are going to start with pass through. So we're going to go for 10 reps. Okay? What I'm looking for is getting those hands nice and wide. From here, I'm going to give you a nice big shrug up, and then bring the arms up and overhead down to the small of the back and all the way over. So these are pass-throughs, and we're gonna go for about 10 of those. Big thing to remember is you shrug the shoulders up to the ear, and then bring those arms all the way over. Try to keep the elbows nice and straight, over and back. If you can, inch the hands in 1 to 2 finger widths. Shrug up and over, shrug up and over. Feel those shoulder blades moving. From here, we're gonna go into around the world. So I'm gonna pick one side, I'm gonna drive the hand out and away, and I'm gonna over, all the way down to the small of the back, and then all the way in front. So remember, I am going to shrug the shoulder up as I'm passing around, dropping it down low, shrugging around. Try to keep that full range of motion. The elbows stay nice and straight. Bring the arms out as wide as you need to keep those elbows straight. We're gonna go the other direction, and about 10 or so. Big shrug, keep the elbows straight. Now from here, we're gonna set that PVC pipe or that broom or whatever you've got, nice straight object across your upper back. From here, we're gonna pull the elbows forward. I'm gonna press it straight up and overhead. So this is gonna be behind the neck, press, driving it up. Making sure in that overhead position, that core is nice and tight. Those glutes are nice and active. Again, pull the elbows forward and try to press that PVC pipe straight up and overhead. And we'll go for, again, about 10 reps here. We're gonna set that bar down on our back, and from here we're gonna go into good mornings. So I'm gonna kick the hips back, loading the hamstrings, keeping that core nice and tight, standing it up, drive the hips back, standing it up. Core's tight, back's flat, hips move, and then I stand it back up. Next move we're gonna do is gonna be a pause squat. So I wanna make sure that my feet are in my squat stance. Toes angled slightly out, screwing the feet into the floor, 3 points of contact, big toe, pinky toe, and heel. Hips go back and down. 1, 2, and then stand it back up. Squat, hips back and down. 1, 2. All right, giving it that nice, easy pause. Testing out where you feel like your squat position is, where it needs work. Do you need to come back? Do you need to go forward? Just kind of getting a feel for it. Next thing we're gonna do is squat with ankle mobility. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna squat it down to the bottom, and then I'm gonna shift my weight forward towards one, shift my weight forward towards the other, and I'm gonna rock back and forth, shifting my legs, shifting my weight, and then reaching off of my heel down towards the ball of the foot. Again, trying to keep the heel on the ground, but push that range so that I can get out further and further and get more comfortable and increasing the range of motion at that ankle. From here, we're gonna go into a Kang squat. Kang squat's gonna be that combination good morning plus a back squat. So I'm going to push the hips back into the good morning, lower down into a squat, push the knees back, driving the hips up, and then pulling the hips forward. All right, so good morning, squat, push, up and through. Good morning, drop, push, and up. Getting both ranges of motion, both the hinge and the squat, hinge and up. Hinge, squat, push, stand and pull through. That's our Kang squat. From here, we're gonna slide that PVC pipe or that broom down in front. We're gonna go into what we call a stripper stretch. So you're gonna get the PVC pipe out in front. We're gonna sit the hips back and pull the head and chest through. Feel that stretch going through the lat, parts of the shoulder, maybe even the pec. And you're gonna pull it to one side, back to neutral, pull it to the other side. I'm gonna be sitting my hips back and away and trying to keep the arms straight and lengthening out the lat and all the wonderful muscles in the shoulders. I'm gonna go through a few reps of these, back and forth. Sit into that stretch. Again, remember to pull the head and chest through like you would for an overhead press. From here, we're gonna lunge and stretch. So I'm gonna slide my hands out wide, think back into your snatch grip or your wide grip. PVC pipe's going to come overhead. Now from here, I'm going to lunge forward, and I'm going to drop the PVC pipe down to whatever side is forward, and again, increase that overhead range of motion. Up, and switch. I'm lunging, stretching out my hips, I'm stretching out my upper back. Woo! And this is going to be our lunge and stretch. Lunge and stretch. Now from here, we're going to go into our overhead squat. So taking that new range of motion, we're going to press the PVC pipe up and overhead, giving that beautiful overhead position. Core is nice and tight. I'm going to sit my hips back and down. We're going to go overhead squat. Again, give yourself a second or two at the bottom. Get comfortable with the bottom of that squat. And then we're going to go into a Zatz press, which is holding the bottom of the squat and trying to press that PVC pipe up and overhead. Again, try to get it to go straight up from shoulder to overhead. From here, take a quick breather. We're going to slide our hands in just outside, so about a thumb's distance outside the hip. We're going to bring the PVC pipe up and into our rack position. From here, we're going to go into a nice solid strict press. So get your feet underneath your hips, core's nice and tight, glutes are active. Pull the elbows forward, press it up. Nice and smooth. Exaggerate that head and chest going through. Really priming that upper body and getting some of that thoracic extension into the push press. So it's going to be that little dip and drive. Good, just getting some of the coordination and timing into it. That down and up. Start off slow and increase that range of motion. Increase that speed. The deeper into the set you go. And then we're gonna get that next one. Push, jerk, down, up and under, reset, down, up and under. Get comfortable pulling back underneath the bar and maintaining that core tension. And then we're going to finish with our thruster, everyone's favorite. Going to be that combination of front squat, so bring your feet out into your squat stance, sit the hips back and down, all the way up and overhead. 10 smooth reps, all the way down, all the way up. That's going to be our wicked warm-up. Enjoy, get after it.